Greetings, welcome. Grand rising consciousness, everyone. So glad that you could be with us here at One Love Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Rodney Giddens, the senior minister, founder, co-founder of One Love Center for Spiritual Living. So glad that you're with us. We are going to open up another wonderful session, another wonderful conversation with wonderful guests, and we are exploring fear. Okay, and fierce clarity when fear becomes a compass. That's the topic, and we're going to be all in it and around it and through it. So, as always, we're going to start off with a wonderful song, our song, One Love.
There's a place where love grows, where the spirit in you knows that you're welcome as you are, shining bright like every star. Come and learn, come and play in the sacred light of day. We're unfolding, growing free in the One Love family. One love, one life, one spirit divine, one heart, one life, your journey and mine, where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Yeah, one love, one life, one life, one life, one spirit divine. Yeah. One heart, one light, one life, one life, your journey and mine, where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to the sacred space, where we honor every face, the splendor of the God in you, shining through in all you do. Learning, growing, hand in hand together, we will understand. Prosperous, giving, hearts set free. One love is our destiny. One love, one light, one spirit divine, one heart, one life, your journey and mine, where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Welcome home to one love, to one. Welcome home to one love, where love grows, yeah. To one love.
Yes, one love. Ooh, that is about who we are, and we know that's true of everyone. And so right now, again, we are going to welcome everyone in our usual fashion. First and foremost, talk about who we are and why we are. We are, well, what was that? The Blues Brothers. Like we are on a mission from God. We're on a serious mission. Our mission is to provide a welcoming and stable community for all who choose to learn, practice, grow, and play in the unfolding of their understanding of spiritual principles and spiritual living. And this comes out of a vision. So we envision a world as a sacred environment. I know everyone does, right? Sacred environment where spiritual living flourishes through the continual growth and the development of learning and application of the spiritual principles. And our community has been lovingly created as a place of fellowship, meditation, prayer, sacred and healing service, musical celebration, classes, workshops, and spiritual film. Also, One Love Center practices compassion in service, love in action, and joyous, prosperous giving in the community. So we'd like to welcome you. Welcome all of our first time guests or visitors, those who have been with us for a long time and forever. Welcome each and every one. I sincerely like to do this way. I like to just be open my arms, my heart, my mind, my soul, an open spirit that says we recognize the splendor of the infinite divine spirit that is you. And please know that we support you in being the best that you choose to be in this glorious life. And we thank you for celebrating Spirit with us today. Welcome to a place where love grows. Welcome to One Love Center for Spiritual Living. So glad that you are here with us. Even if you're watching this in a recording, we know that there's only now. We're in this realm of consciousness that says now, right now. And yeah, so we're going to now begin move into our opening prayer. I'd like to re-invite um, our guest contributor, and that is Reverend Faye Abdul Salam. And so glad to have you back with us and joining us. And she's going to do an evocation, which everybody, if you don't know, that's an opening prayer. And so also called an invocation. But we like evocations, evoking the word of the divine from within, because we know that that's where that's where heaven is, and God's in heaven. So the presence and place of God within, and being shared right now by Reverend Faye.
Good morning and blessed rising to everybody. I'm grateful for being here. Let us go within. What I know to be true is that there is only one thing happening, a power, a presence that breathes all that is. And as I know that this power breathes all that is, I know that its expression in, as, and through everything that exists includes emotions, feelings, whether it's fear, anger, worry, concern, joy, happiness. The emotions, the feelings, they're just a compass. They're messengers to show us the way, to show us where the work is, where the release is, where the healing is, where the growth is. So I give thanks for this time, for this exploration of emotions by way of fear, anger, and how they can serve us, how they each have a place in our spiritual growth and path. And so I bless this time, I call it good, and so it is.
And so it is, and now it is. Thank you so much, Reverend Faye. We are prayed in, prayed up. All right. And we allow for that wonderful word to resonate and precede us. And as it says, we have prayer professionals ready, willing, and able to remind you that Spirit is the power charged and already within you for your immediate use. If you like prayer requests, um, you can contact us, and whatever that situation is, will be prayed on for a period of 7 days. And if you need more time, let us know. If you feel your prayer isn't answered, you can email us at onelovecenter.org, or you can also call us at 646, leave a message at 646-685-3344. You can also use CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living World Ministry of Prayer, and you can email them at oneprayer@csl.org, or call 424-235-4326. As with them, with us, all prayers are kept in the strictest of confidence. If you need more in-depth time with a spiritual coach, you can contact us as well. That time is for free. However, no one is turned away, so please feel free to use us. That's what we're here for. Okay? And we thank you now, thank you in advance. Oh, by the way, if you feel your prayer request is not answered, let us know, and we will continue to pray for another 7 days, and you'll let us know the results. I mean, we are already knowing the results in mind, right? That's how we operate, and so let us know, and so that we don't have to pray on it once it shows up. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so welcome back, Reverend Faye from Assistant Minister at CSL Dallas. She seems to wear a lot of hats there. She's works with the youth, and she's like the answer woman there. You know, people seem to be coming to her all the time. Is that right?
Sure.
I'm just saying, you know. Well, that's your reputation. Yeah, they know that,
Thank
you
you.
know, the presence of God knows the answer, and they see it and seek it within you. All right. So, yeah, we're talking about uh, fierce clarity. And it's interesting because I'm sure that's something that we all care to experience is this fierce clarity. Uh-oh, where'd you go? Okay, let's try that again. Ah, all right. I don't know why it's not up, but it's okay. Um, yeah, so when fear becomes a compass, um, I know for myself, when I felt confronted by fear, the compass was just run the other way. You know, and most of the time it had me running in circles because there's no escaping. You know, how's that saying go, or the song? You can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there
There.
you are. You know, and even if I tried to put blinders on, you know, it didn't work. I couldn't escape, and there was no clarity, not fierce or any other kind of clarity. So, you know, walking around with blinders and blocking my ears and just trying to block any kind of understanding did not get me very far. So whatever kind of compass I did have, you know, it only works if you work it. And, and quite honestly, um, the compass would work just fine, but my my consciousness was not clear. It was cloudy. You know, I was seeing through a lens darkly. You know, it was like all the filters were all smudged. You know, the filters are one thing, but then to have a smudge filter, that's even less clear. So anyway, so jump into, and we have a quote to start with. Uh, would you like to start that?
Sure.
Okay.
We all have the ability to transcend previous experiences and rise triumphant above them, but we shall never triumph over them while we persist in going through the old mental reactions. That's a powerful quote. It speaks to being not being willing to change, not willing to face what needs to be faced in order to move into a new situation or a new state of consciousness. This makes me think of the scripture, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, being willing to constantly renew our thoughts, redirect our thoughts, change our thinking, change our life. Like it's just, it's really important that we are willing to do the internal work in order to get that reflection from life of the new consciousness, the shift in consciousness, the change, so to speak, that has taken place within.
Yeah, I would, of course, I would agree with you. It reminds me also of what we what we resist persists. You know, those old mental reactions, unfortunately, they're just so much more comfortable than going into transcending into something new. Now I know for me, the previous experiences got to a point where I they were no longer comfortable. I mean, and it was they were life threatening. I mean, on every level, my happiness was threatened. You know, joy, peace of mind, all of that was threatened, um, and it took that. It took that for me to realize that I did have the ability to rise above it all. Um, that or, suffer the consequences of not rising. Because there is no, there's like no staying still. There's no, it's not stagnant. One's either you're rising above it or getting even lower into it. So, yeah, that to me, and that's why I love this teaching because it does get us to take a look at where we're at. I mean, in my 12-step upbringing, they would say, "Look where your feet are," and that gets to take a look at reality. Now, what do you think about where your feet are? And then if not, then move, move your feet. Like we say, treat and move your feet. It's the same thing, because they're standing still is not really standing still. Anyway, we have a reflective question that we'd like to entertain. It says, when fear rises, how can I redirect that same energy into faith in the good that is seeking to unfold? Hmm. You go first.
Okay. The first thing that comes to mind when I read this, years ago, I had the awareness that the sensation of fear is the same sensation of anticipation and excitement in the body. And so it became very important for me to pay attention to the story that I'm telling. Am I telling a story of fear and I'm afraid and all the things? Or am I telling a story around anticipation and excitement because that comes from a different place and also promotes encourages me to move from a different place. I'll take action from a different place if I'm anticipating something or excited about something versus I'm afraid, I don't know what's going to happen. And so yeah, to me, redirecting or being in power is telling a different story.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, that definitely is something I believe we can use. Um, yeah, that same energy. First, is to recognize how I've been using that energy. I have to like, well, I'd like to say it this way, that where have I been putting my faith? Because if I've been putting my faith into fear, then it's very difficult to see how faith is going to help me because my faith is working in that which I even don't want, or that's not even really working for me on a higher level. It's working, and I have proof, which is a scary thing. So, yeah, how can I change my concept of faith so that it does have me expecting good? Because I know how to expect the worst, and guess what? It shows up.
Right.
Ta-da! So right now we've been having a lot of thunderstorms over the summer, and I've just developed this affirmation that I got from one of my students. I just changed it a little bit, and just so I feel confident and assured. Instead of worrying about a possible flood from a thunderstorm, I just put my faith in. Here it is: basement stay dry. And it works. Same faith. I could have faith that, oh my God, this is not going to work out. All that worry and fear. No, just keep the faith in a positive way. So, anyway, let's see what else we have. Unless you wanted to say something else about that. Well, the next quote says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." That's Marianne Williamson, A Return to Love, page 190. And yeah, I mean, that comes, I know that from when I was given a lot of support um, when I was in grade school. That things about that I didn't believe I had within myself. And I soon became fearful of success. Because I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to handle um, compliments. I didn't know how to handle situations that I was put in to succeed. There were a few moments playing cello in our school orchestra. That was really great. I did really well. But moving forward, there was fear. Moving forward, it was like, oh my God, now what? What kind of expectation is going to happen now? And that meant I had to work harder, I had to study more, I had to alter my lifestyle to be more involved in the cello. And I really like playing basketball and stickball and football, and that was going to get in the way. So my fear is, oh, what's going to happen to me? I'm not going to, blah, 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 all this stuff, you know? And I could not embrace feeling that powerful, uh, beyond what I could measure. See, that was the thing. My measurement was like so small, I couldn't see past that, and that was scary. That was fearful. How about yourself?
Hmm. When I think about this quote, I am reminded of just watching children and when they have moments of, look what I did or look what I can do. And then after so long, there's this regression that happens, a natural regression in children where it's not anything bad. It's almost this awareness of, well, now I'm able to do this, but you're expecting me to keep doing it. And I still want to be babied or I still want to be held and you carry me around. Yeah, I know I can walk, but that doesn't mean I want to walk all the time. Like it's just a natural thing, I think, as humans for us. It's like, oh, I can do it. And then it's like, oh, wait, you expect me to do this all the time? You expect me to keep showing up and shining? Like, wait, what if I don't feel like doing it? So, um, and then personally, what I've learned to do is just to soothe myself that they're their Care Bear. We're going to do this together. To put my arm around the part of me that's fearful or afraid for whatever reason, and say, "Hey, we're going to do this together," because I could stay where I am. It's ultimately being willing to face the unknown or grow beyond our comfort zone. And what I've also learned is when I stay comfortable, it just doesn't go well. Either I get bored and things start to happen, or I'm just not happy or some form of depression or something like that. And so it's like, why fight it? Go on and do the thing. Go ahead and do it. Even if you mess up, it's like, you can't mess this up. You can't mess it up. We have too much support. So it's ultimately everything is a feedback loop. It's feedback. If it doesn't go well, it's like, okay, what can I shift? What can I change? But to not do anything at all is a disservice to myself, spirit as me, not allowing that creative flow to flow freely.
Thank you for, and you spoke to this already. what might be possible if I stop shrinking from my power and allow myself to express it fully. Um, yeah, walk all the time. You know what? You're not gonna carry me. You know, yet knowing that I can carry myself further. You know, more confidently, more powerfully. I can get stronger. I will get stronger from ex- expressing myself more fully. I knew that as a speaker. I remember the first time I had to recite a poem. It was a class assignment, and I had to get up to the front. We all did get up to the front of the class and recite a poem, and I did not do well. And I didn't realize at the time that I didn't like my voice. There's a lot of things about myself I didn't like, and one of them was my voice. And so I really shrank. I didn't even complete the poem. It was like, they gave me credit for standing up there and blubbering, but I didn't feel confident about, about remembering the poem. Anyway, I picked a really long one. I don't know why I did that, but but the longer I was up there, the less confident I became. I really shrank. And I didn't give myself permission to even enjoy myself in that whole process. And I thought that's a big part of it. To when we love what we do, when we enjoy what we do, we're much more successful at it. So anyway, yeah, and of course, those who are watching and listening can respond in the comments as well. Yeah, and Ellen, Belinda Suazo was contributing. Yeah. As I say, we all like to continue to be supported, even if we're shown the brilliance of us. It's like, yeah, we don't have to stop now. Keep shining that light. All
Right.
right. Yeah. Okay. So the next one, Reverend Faye, why don't you take that?
The spiritual journey involves going beyond hope and fear, stepping into unknown territory, continually moving forward. That's by Pema Chodron. Is that how you say it?
That's
Chodron?
good.
When Things Fall Apart, Hard Advice for Difficult Times, page 15. I'll let you start with this one. I need to sit with this one a minute.
Sure. First and foremost, we're all on a spiritual journey. Okay? Even if it doesn't seem like it to you, even if it feels like the most mundane life, we're all on a spiritual journey. And every day, even if you're trying to do the same thing every day, oh, I'm walking to the bus, same route, same, get off at the same stop, go to the same job or the same school or whatever it is, um, there's always going to be something different. There's always going to be something unknown. You're not going to always see the exact same people. You're not going to breathe the same air. You're not going to, there is something different. And once we get into realizing that, no, it's not the same, that this journey is leading me, to a place where, yeah, maybe I can't see it right now, but it is leading me somewhere. It's like that's why it's important to make goals, to have a mission, to follow your vision, and we have these things. We just have to realize that we do. And I firmly believe that even fear is not going to completely stop us. It can slow us down, but spirit must be expressed one way or the other. And sometimes, yeah, we got to be dragged through the mud, you know. uh, even if it looks the same yesterday, tomorrow, it's like, oh my gosh. And guess what? Eventually, there's going to be some deviation that's we're going to pay attention to. Okay, and that's the important thing is the awareness of this spiritual journey. So go ahead, Faye. Do you need that other quote back up? We have you muted. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I love that it speaks to hope and fear. And then it says stepping into unknown territory, because that is the place, that's the void where the magic, so to speak, happens, the serendipitous moments and connections and relationships and stuff. Because when we're willing to face the unknown or explore the unknown, the void, so to speak, or I hear Abraham Hicks talk about the vortex. When we allow ourselves to just see beyond what's possible, whether we're afraid or hopeful, when we're able to just deal with what's unknown or face it, there's something that happens, because it's almost like when if there's a fear and it's like, okay, well, what's the worst that can happen? And then you go down that and it's like, oh, okay, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to die if that happens, or, I'm not going to, lose whatever. And I feel like we give ourselves freedom to breathe, or to just, there's something fluid that happens as far as a flow. I'm thinking of water that happens when we allow ourselves to, again, go beyond hope and beyond the fear, and just sit in the unknown. What are the whether it's the possibilities, or what are the possible discord or discomfort situations that could happen. Either way, we get to allow ourselves the freedom to move, the movement, and in whatever the situation is. And I feel like it opens up the perspective to see more than we could see at the consciousness when we started.
Yeah, I like to call it what if, which is not a question. It's the place, it's the space of the infinite possibilities. And that's, that word, those words, infinite possibilities. It sounds so big, but it only has to be like more than one, you, you know, which means what you're saying is we have a choice, and that's the important thing. So many people don't realize they have a choice and stay stuck in the fear, stay in that little tight circle of not believing in other possibilities. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. So, what else have we got? Next quote.
Did we have a contemplation question?
Well, there was a question. I don't think we got to it. Let's see. Yeah, the third question, I believe. Okay. Why don't you take that?
What am I being invited to step toward, even without certainty? Where did it go?
I don't know.
Even without certainty about where the path will lead. That's a good question. I used to be a person that needed to see every step of the path before taking action, before taking a step. And so I'm grateful that I've learned to trust and take the step, and trust that the next step will be provided, and the next step will be provided with each step along the path, and to trust that I'm fully supported all the way to the end, and not feel like, oh, I'm going to get halfway there and it's like, well, where do I go now? It's like, no, it's all mapped out already. And it's a matter of me trusting and taking the step, and then trusting and taking the next step. The universe meets me where I am. As I say yes, the universe says yes. And it's this dance of yes. So
And that happens in every aspect of our lives, whether we know it or not. I have in my mind, I've envisioned that the floor, the ground, doesn't exist until I take a step. And as soon as I take a step, there it is underneath my foot. And it happens with every step. Every step I take, there is a foundation there to support me. And I lift that foot up, and the next foot, it's always going to be there, regardless of what direction I go in. But it's like the unformed becomes real when I say yes, as you mentioned.
Mm.
Otherwise, it doesn't have a reason for being until I declare, yes, I'm moving in that direction. And the universe, the laws, whatever you want to say, is here to support every step. And so, yeah. And who knows uh, uh, what's all the way down the path? We might think we know, but we don't always know because things change. There's detours. When you're driving on the highway and you already know the route, and then all of a sudden there's a detour. You don't know what's going on around that corner or further down the road. But guess what? We got to do it anyway. Yeah. All right. So let's see if we have another quote. And the next one. Okay. It says, but what is fear? Nothing more nor less than the negative use of faith, faith misplaced. Thank you. That's Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 156. And that came up for us earlier. Um, Nothing more or less than negative use of faith. That same energy. And to me, that's so critical that we realize that the power is in our word, is in our belief. Anything you'd like to say about that?
Well, I mean, you spoke to it earlier. We're always creating, and it's a matter of where we're creating from, whether it's fear or faith. But I remember hearing a practitioner years ago doing a talk about faith and saying that people were asking the person to pray that they had faith, and they were like, "Don't ask me to do that. I'm not doing that anymore because the faith is there. You can't not have faith because we're constantly creating, and it's a matter of are you in the fear aspect of it, or are you trusting and knowing the truth?"
Hmm. Absolutely. Thank you for that. And it's been said in certain circles that we have built in forgetters. Because I would like to think built in forgetter.
Forgetters.
It's well, it worked yesterday. That faith that got me out of bed and got me dressed and got me fed and moved me throughout my day and all the wonderful success. I know you like to say, what's your highlight, of your day and all the things that corresponded to our positive belief. And then what happens? Sometimes we need to maybe revisit it and remember. Why do we have to remember? Because we forgot. All of a sudden, it's like I have to start all over again with this faith thing. Like, why? When will we get to a point where we just automatically jump into positive faith? Where we don't need to be reminded or to remember that, yeah, faith needs attention. Faith actually grows, but we don't need a lot of it. Yeah, we just need to use it correctly.
It reminds me of, I don't remember the author, but they wrote the word recognize,
Mm-hmm.
like know again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we do in an instant is to know and know again the truth. Yeah. However, sometimes it seems to be a little sliver of doubt in there. There's a little crack in the armor of truth. And then we have to recognize, we have to remember, be reminded, you know,
Hmm.
to just use that same old faith that operates even when we're not thinking about it. You know, it's the faith that, yeah, this floor is going to support me with every step. The ground supports me every step I take. Even if I run, there's always going to be that foundation for me to land on, to take off from, and to land on. And so, yeah, whatever direction that we are safe, we
Yeah, it
are.
makes me think of I love watching squirrels, the faith of God, because the squirrel's just gonna jump from a power line to a branch and not question anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, and that's children. Children will, I mean, step out on faith. They're not even thinking about the word. They just step out, and they fully expect everything to be there for them. That's why sometimes we have to catch them. Like because they just know that hey, why not? Why can't I? That's that faith that doesn't even take understanding. They're just like they want to put their finger in this and finger in that, and you know, they just it's almost like they don't know how to use their body, but they just have this knowingness that all is well. It's going to work out fine, you know. And without that conversation, they just be about it, do it, you know, and without any question about what's the consequence. I don't know. They just do it, And we can operate that way too sometimes. Um, Unfortunately, some people drive like that. They make a move, and regardless of what could be in their surroundings, possibly endangering people. And that happens with a lot of adult actions, not taking into account how it impacts others. They may be fearless, uh, however, there needs to be some accountability that goes along with it. You know, there needs to be that clarity when it comes to not just facing the fear and overcoming the fear, but then what happens once I do that? Because we're not alone. And what one does affects another.
You speak to something uh, really key, I feel like, because you mentioned kids and their fearlessness and everything, and they trust that everything's going to work out because everything's being provided for them, right? Somebody's feeding them, somebody's changing them if they need to be changed, or getting them clothes, getting them to and from wherever they need to go. And it's just a reminder to me as an adult to remember I'm provided for too. Yeah, I may have to go to work or I'm going, to the grocery store to get food or whatever it is that I need. But for the most part, I don't have to think about breathing. I don't have to think about my heart circulating blood around my body. I don't have to think about a lot of things. And to know that just as I'm supported that way, I'm supported in all these other ways too. I
Yeah.
can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
We have a contemplative question that we're going to bring in before our affirmations. And this is for everybody. I mean, it's always for everyone. However, this is take this with you during the week. What if fear isn't the enemy, but a guidepost toward deeper understanding? Hmm. And I just want to say that fear, in and of itself, people don't even like the word fear. There are people who will deny that they have fear. Not me. I'm not afraid. I don't have no fear. And it kind of puts up a blinder to what's possible to create a greater understanding. Uh, so yeah, the acronym. One of the acronyms. The first one I learned for fear was false events appearing real. And I was like, oh, that was really helpful. Okay, now I know that my perception is off. My thinking is off because I'm making stuff up for me to be afraid of. Nothing's actually happened. And then I heard the other acronym, face everything and recover, or face everything and um, respond, or whatever R word you want to use for that. That's a positive outcome. Face everything and realize with your realize, not making anything up. So anything, yeah. So that's the contemplative question. Hopefully, it will be put into the comments, so somebody can easily get back to it. So at this point, we're going to jump into our affirmations, and the way we like to do it is breathe in and out and repeat each one twice. Okay, so I'll go first. So I invite each one to just feel elevated in this space of awareness from all that has transpired this morning. And let's bring it home. Let's make it firm in our mind, our heart, our soul. And taking a breath and give out a breath. It is so that I face fear with fierce clarity and unwavering presence. Let's breathe in and out and say that again. It is so that I face fear with fierce clarity and unwavering presence.
Let's take a breath. Exhale. It is so that I welcome fear as a sacred guide, revealing deeper truth, wisdom, and purpose within me. Let's take another breath. Exhale. It is so that I welcome fear as a sacred guide, revealing deeper truth, wisdom, and purpose within me.
One to take a breath and release. And say, it is so that every fear I face becomes a doorway to greater freedom, authenticity, and spiritual growth. Let's do that again. Breathe in and breathe out. It is so that every fear I face becomes a doorway to greater freedom, authenticity, and spiritual growth. It is so, and so it is, and now it is. Yes. And so at this point, we're going to um, have a quick prayer, a grounding prayer. And this is to really bring home what we have been speaking about, listening about, affirming that there's only one power, one life. That life is the life of the Creator, the life of all good, because it's all God. And so knowing this, knowing that all is well, knowing that for each and every one, that there is an opportunity to face fear and disempower it, is to use it to move into a greater now to be, to move into a greater understanding of one's purpose on the planet. Not just the why am I here, or what I'm here to do, who am I unfolding to be. It's to do it powerfully. It's to do it consciously. It's to do it with love and joy, knowing that every step of the way is supported. And so I am knowing this is true in every aspect of life. This is true in relationships. This is true in the relationship with health and money. And knowing that with the divine outlook is from the divine inlook, is saying that yes, the success that I am is guaranteed. That my faith is placed in the right place at the right time for the right reason, and nothing, Even fear cannot get in the way of achieving this good. So I am blessing each and every one, knowing that each and every one has within them the ability to turn it around, instead of giving power of faith into fear, is using that power of faith into positive awareness, positive receptivity of goodness, of good being life affirming for one and for all. And so I know that this is the truth for each and every one, and I allow it to be as it is spoken into the law. I let it go, knowing that the law knows what to do, how to do, when to do it. It is done from the mind of the divine into the lives of each and every one. Each and every one says yes to this good, yes to this, to their own greatness, to their own supreme well-being. And so I let it be for each and every one, right here, right now, and I affirm it by saying, and so it is, and now it is. Yes, thank you, beloveds. Thank you. Yeah, so at this time, we're going to have an intermission song, a nice little song. It's going to remind you that all is indeed well, right here, right now, in all now moments.
I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy and happiness is yours and it's mine. I am loved and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? Let me hear you sing, all is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. I am cloaked in the Spirit, I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is, my soul is free from time. I am blessed and so are you. And don't it feel good to know all is well? Don't it feel good? All is well. Just to know that my soul is free from time. All I got to do is change my mind. I'm free. Don't it feel good? All is well. As it should.
Yes, all is well. Well, all the time, all is well. We have some announcements, and let's let you know what's going on in the world. First and foremost, the book of the month by Brene Brown, Dare to Lead. Brave work, tough conversations, whole hearts. When we dare to lead, we don't pretend to have the right answers. We stay curious and ask the right questions. So you want to check out that book. We're using it for the month. All right. Tech support. One Love Center is requesting technical assistance for our Sunday broadcast. Do you know someone, or do you have a heart to serve our mission? Contact us to learn more. One Love at onelovecenter.org, or you can call 646-685-3344. And Science of Mind magazine. It's a great publication, and it's not just it's a lot. Okay, we have daily meditations, and the one who is creating a daily meditation this month, as you can see her picture there, and she wrote this affirmation. Today I declare and know my trust is in the universe itself as my higher power. I have the confidence of the goodness of spirit. And she uses a Holmes quote, the belief in goodness must be greater than any apparent manifestation to its opposite. So, yeah, believe in good. Okay, it goes a long way. If you want the Science of Mind magazine, we can get it for you free for 6 months. Just email us, onelove at onelovecenter.org, and we will have that magazine sent to you absolutely free for 6 months. And you can enjoy so many of the different submissions, and we even had our practitioner Ellen Swazo. She had a submission from last month, and you'll see all kind of wonderful information, teachings. It's just wonderful. You can't go wrong. So coming up this week, save the date. Well, now's the time. We're having a wonderful conference, People of African Descent New Thought Group. It's called Celebrating Our Soul. Okay, and you're going to see a very brief video about that.
Rudy Nyumbani is Swahili for come home. The People of African Descent New Thought Group invite you to follow your ancestral call to attend Celebrating Our Soul, Claiming Our Sacred Power at Unity Village from August 13th through 16th, 2026. This special time calls you to awaken, remember your sacred power, take the journey to transform challenge into conquest, where you depart from your former self to embrace your genuine power. Our music will inspire you. Our singers will awaken you. Keynote speakers like Ishmael Tete will serendipitously or intentionally connect you with your spirit and your roots. Reverend Michael Beckwith will have you on your feet, either praising God or getting down from your inner spirit to the top of your crown chakra. The African drummers from the Traditional Music Society and the Isoke dancers will have you dancing with your ancestors. And the brilliant masterclass presenters will open your minds and hearts in miraculous ways. Energy healing workers will restore your body so that it is in alignment with your newly revived spirit. You can get Reiki, a massage, craniosacral therapy, or do daily Qigong with Baji Daniels. There are many activities on the program and a couple of off-site trips. But you can stay on the grounds and chill if you'd like. Enjoy the fountains or labyrinth or peaceful trails, or simply chill with your friends. If you can't be there in person, don't fret. Our virtual option is now available. Virtual registrants will be able to access the Zoom recordings 2 weeks after the conference ends, Monday, August 31st. The recordings will be available for 1 month through September 30. To be there virtually on Zoom, go to padntgbrezecms.com/forum/COS virtual 2026. Again, that's padntg.brezecms.com/forum/COS virtual 2026. It's up to you how you celebrate your soul. But whatever you do, please celebrate you and get your ticket today at padntg.org. See you there.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful. You're going to want to be there. I will be there. And Reverend Faye will be there for the first time. And so many people will be a lot of first timers. It's going to be great. So, speaking of great, we greatly want to appreciate you and thank you for your divine givingness. Thank you for your donations, for your love offerings, for your tithe that help One Love Center be what it is and grow into what's next, to who else and what else we shall be for you. So we are grateful for your donations. You can go to our website, onelovecenter.org. You can go to PayPal or use whatever form you'd like, and or you can use the Cash Me app, which is $OneLoveCSL, and feel free to give any amount that you'd like. Whatever it is. If you feel like you need to stretch yourself, that's okay. Whatever works for you, we works for us. So thank you so much. As Ellen would always remind us, we put our hand over our heart, and I like to say, feel that cosmic vibration that's coming from within when we speak our word and speak our affirmations and speak our truth. And we have the affirmation of abundance. And it goes like this: money, as one of many gifts of spirit, is good. As I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gift, more money, and more good. And I am grateful for the ability to give and for the good work these gifts do in our center and in our world. And now it is. And thank you all so much for your participating. And feel free as well to share these videos. Feel free to share and even make comments. Even after this is over, we can still read and access and respond. So, yeah, use us. That's what we're here for. And I want to thank our guest, special guest again, Reverend Faye Abdul Salam over at CSL Dallas. Thank you for being with us. And any final remarks before we go into prayer and our final song?
Thank you all for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And it's a blessing to have you and your insights and your wisdom and your divine presence. And so, let's do this joint prayer, and I'll start it off. And just saying yes, 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 yes. Knowing that it is a divine presence that answers every prayer. I know that our prayers are done in faith, in truth, in the divine knowingness that the good is not only available, it is present in the here and now. All is indeed well. And faithfully knowing this truth, faithfully accepting this truth, using this truth, not just for oneself, but for all selves, for all as one. And so I am knowing that fear is not an option. And if it shows up, it shows up to point the way to the greater way to be, the greater life to enjoy. And I pass my word to Reverend Faye.
I accept this word. And what I know is that whether it's fear or any other emotion or feeling, I know that spirit is expressing in, as in, through us. Therefore, there's a place of love. There's a place of power that is moving in, as in, through each one of us. And that is what we feed. That is what we put our attention on. We put our attention on the spiritual truth. We feed that power that is within us, that knows the all, that guides the all, that shows the all who we are and whose we are, that shows us the freedom in expressing, the freedom in expanding beyond our comfort zone, expanding our consciousness, the freedom of creation, the freedom of the involution of the creation and the evolution of the creation. There's freedom in every aspect of being. And so as we lean into that freedom, as we lean into the infinite possibilities as us as creators, I know that we stand in the truth and claim that we stand in the knowingness, regardless of circumstances, regardless of appearances. We're not fooled by appearances. That we allow ourselves to keep stepping forward and trusting, having the trust of God, that each step, the path is provided for. And I give thanks for this truth, for this knowing, for the path already being there. I give thanks for knowing that all is well and the relief that comes with trusting that all is well. And I let this go knowing that the law is already moving, because it always moves anyway for the highest good of all concerned anyway. I let it go, I let it be, and I bless it, I call it good, and so it is, and now it is.
So it is, and now it is. Thank you. And we're going to close with our regular One Love song, the Perky version. Bring it on. Thank you, everybody.
There's a place where love grows, where the spirit in you knows that you're welcome as you are, shining bright like every star. Come and learn, come and play in the sacred light of day. We're unfolding, growing free in the One Love family. One love, one life, one spirit divine, one heart, one life. Your journey and mine, where compassion flows and grace abounds. Whoa. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Yeah. Through our prayer and meditation, joyous sacred celebration, we give thanks for all we are. Every soul has come so far. Love in action, service true. The divine spirit that is you. We're awakening, can't you see? Living love and living free. One love, one life, one spirit divine, one heart, one life. Your journey and mine, where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to this sacred space where we honor every face. The splendor of the God in you, shining through in all you do. Learning, growing hand in hand. Together we will understand. Prosperous, giving, heart set free. One love is our destiny. One love, one life, one spirit divine, one heart, one life. Your journey and mine, where compassion flows and grace abounds. Oh, one love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. One love, where love grows all around. One love, where love grows all around. Welcome home to One Love. Yeah. Welcome home to One Love. Where love grows. Where love grows. Where love grows.
Peace and blessings. Love, love, love. We'll see you next week. And the topic is in the presence of fear. We want you to come and add what you'd like to share about that. Peace and blessings. Thank you again, Reverend Faye. All right. Peace and blessings, everyone.